Hello, guys. Did you miss us?
Almost did on the microphone, but I've got it turned on
Excellent.
in time.
I'm going to say cheers, first of all. Cheers.
Happy Wednesday, folks.
And for those that are watching watch the top-down camera, you can see that it definitely is still tea. It is. Oh, we got no sound, apparently. That's what we're being told.
Ba, 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 ba. We should have
no sound.
Let's see.
Or did we not have sound before, and when we did the good afternoon and all that sort of thing? I wondered if that was a problem.
Oh, yes, because I know why, because of that. So, yes.
Yes, definitely, 100%.
So they didn't get any of that good stuff. But
Okay.
I'll tell you what we said.
What we said
was fantastic.
We have the amazing Sara Meyer. Are you going to do that?
What we do have for Q-Corner viewers today, Keith.
Well, we have the amazing Sara Meyer joining us live all the way from Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, USA.
That's right. She'll be sharing her expertise on using social media in the balloon industry.
But before that, there's this.
There was that.
Then we have the video. Yeah,
and it's all exciting music, and it sounds great.
Yeah, it was great. But we've had that sound. They just didn't have our sound. Okay.
Well, to be fair, it's the least important sound to have.
But we hope that you enjoyed the pre-live stuff with the chat coming up. We know it's new, been working hard.
Hence why we had no microphone for a moment. There's only so many things you can do in 12 hours.
Absolutely. But what we're going to do is we're going to. Are we going to go? Are we ready to go straight over to that one? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to pop straight on over to Sara, and she can join us live from Lake Geneva in Wisconsin.
Right, we'll just make sure she's ready. Yeah, she's
ready. If you get a thumbs up, blink twice for yes.
3 times if you need
50
help.
times for no. Okay, we are counting. Okay.
Here, we're going to send some microphones on. Let's have this. So, microphones live.
And please, Q Corner viewers, welcome Sara Meyer. There she is. She's up there, and I can't hear her. 1 second, Sara. We have no audio in there for some reason.
Should be on. Is your audio off, Sara?
Are you muted? Yeah, you've got no audio coming through right now. What we're going to do is we're going to have to pop over to us, and can you reconnect the call? Yeah? Yeah, just disconnect, reconnect. Yeah, isn't technology great tonight? I can see that there's no audio ray coming through. So
very shortly, people, we shall have her. 1 second, Keith. Let's try.
Okay.
Sara, say hi.
She's disconnected, so I don't think so.
That's why that went off there. Okay. She's logging back in. She's connect. Oh, hey! I can hear that sound of the inflator again.
Oh no, I can't.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh yeah, now I can. Yes.
She's here.
That's weird.
Right.
Okay.
Straight back in.
Yay.
Say hi, Sara.
Hello.
This is the night to do things twice.
Yes, it obviously is. Isn't technology brilliant? Do things live this year. It's always fun.
Yes, Qualitex, we've got to love being live.
Yes.
We're just trying to prove that we are actually live.
Yes, and I think we've proven that
time after time.
In abundance. So, yes. How are you, Sara, anyway?
Good. I'm excited.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. We're
I love
excited
and
too.
hate social media, so I'm very excited to talk about it.
You love and hate social media.
I think that people would agree with you. But I also think that some people would agree more of the hate than the love. And we need you to convert them more to the love side.
Everybody in chat is saying hi to Sara and showing you much love straight away. You haven't even said anything yet. This is not fair. I'm just saying. It's like you come on here, breezing in, getting all the love in chat, and you haven't even said anything.
No.
Shocking.
Yeah.
I can't see the chat, so you guys will have to tell me.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah, terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got. Well, we're going to say hi to a few people on there. We're going to say hi to Qualitex. Thanks for joining us. We've got Alfred from South Africa. We've got Shelley in the chat. We've got Joette in the chat.
Someone called Alex and Ellie.
Alex and Ellie.
Is that? Oh, it's Alice. Alice and Ellie.
Alice. Yes.
Alice. That's right, Alice.
You're obviously going to get a coffee.
Yeah.
We've got plenty of people. We've got Corinne in there. I don't know. That's a balloon name. Yes, we love Sarah. Yeah, we all love Sarah. Okay.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
we get it. Right, let's move on. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck here for half an hour.
How many accounts? This is why you're good at social media. You have a lot of YouTube accounts. Is that what it is? Because that's
YouTube?
that's where all these comments are coming. There we go.
Let me just put more good comments than about myself.
Yes, Sherry, we are jealous. You're right.
Anywho,
enough of that.
Shall we move on to the presentation? Shall we? Are you ready? You ready to go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
You might have to cut me off. Keep me moving along so I don't overstay my welcome.
Okay, don't worry. Okay. Ah, yes, we love you too, Joette. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joette.
Okay, here we go.
What do we want? We want the
We
presentation.
want, yes, we want that one. Here we go.
Look at that. It's like she was prepared.
Well, I did make this morning, so there's probably some typos.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to be here. The audience can't heckle you at the moment, so we are here to do that for them.
Good.
If that helps.
I do. I want it to be a conversation because what I think is right might not always be right, and what works for me might not work for everybody. And I think that's kind of the first thing to keep in mind with social media. I don't think that there is like a recipe. I think there's a lot of people saying there is, but I don't know. It's supposed to be fun, right? Like,
we believe in that strongly. Majority of things that we say are, here is the way that we do it.
Yes.
And we find it works for us because of these reasons. And look at it, pull a little bit out of it, pull a little gem out of there, little nugget, and then put that and apply that to your business. But test it, see if it works.
Yeah, we're not saying this is the way. We're just saying this is our way that works for us. So it's exactly.
I mean, you said it once, so it shouldn't be rocket science, but it is.
yeah, and when it's changing all the time, like it can be exhausting. If I had to pick one word, I think social media can feel exhausting, and it's supposed to be fun. So if it crosses over into that exhausting phase, it's okay to just like not do it for a while. Like nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a timeout. Also, people in the chat, if you do have any questions that you would like to ask Sarah, please do put them in the chat, and we'll do our best to pass them on to her.
Like, what's that noise in the background? Is a good question.
Yes.
I know. Sorry, my balloon inflator is here. She just got here, and my daughter's about to get home from school, and I work from home, so I think a lot of people can hopefully understand.
It's just the way you say my balloon inflator got here. I imagine this piece of equipment just...
Yeah.
I know. What do you call it? What do you call a person that inflates balloons? Because I always
employee.
say, like...
Your employee has arrived.
But yeah, well, that seems weird. She's like my friend who inflates balloons.
Yeah, I have somebody that comes in and blows stuff up. You just don't want to say that. As,
yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's, yeah. Okay. You got to be careful.
All right. Well, first, I'm just going to introduce myself. I'm Sarah. I own a balloon company in Wisconsin, in the U.S., and I host a podcast called The Bright Balloon, which was kind of like a passion project that came out of COVID, and it's where I talk about stuff like this and business stories. I just love talking shop, honestly. So that is like how I split balloons in half. I'm very much still working and doing balloons full time now, and I have a podcast talking all about it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, The Bright Balloon.
Yep.
Yes. Which we're going to be, for anybody that is a Rockstar member, and I can see there's plenty in the chat, we're going to be doing a little interview in about 45 minutes with Sarah, talking about her journey on how she got to be where she is today, and also a little bit about the big balloon build that happened recently as well. So if you want to stick around for that.
All of the juicy stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, the bad, the ugly.
That's it. Plaster off. It's all going to be there, folks. It's all going to be there. So sign up for Rockstar just for that.
I will give you guys a plug too. So I became a Rockstar member, I think, during the Q Corner convention, and like seriously, I'm not just saying it because you guys are here, but like the value in there is crazy. Like some of the classes are so good. That's what I'm saying. It's totally worth it, and people should hop on.
We agree.
Well, the thing is we put it at a price that was available to everybody as much as we possibly could. But there are some amazing classes in that, and also from the free content. I mean, your class from the first convention was a real standout one for the convention, and it's actually one that we get a lot of feedback about 2, not complaints, just saying, but yeah, we get a lot of positive feedback regarding that. But they're still trying to find the tool that you used for. It's like, where do I get?
I know
one of these?
people reach out all the time. They're like, can I order the template? I'm like, just go to an art supply store and buy a template with little circles on it. It's the same thing. But I still do that. I still hand draw a lot of my mock-ups, and it's so fast. I will send the easiest sketches to people. And
it changed our opinion entirely on hand-drawn sketches when you.
I think they're some of the tips which are always the best ones from the likes of you guys. Is it's always that. From a different industry tip.
Yeah.
So it's not listed in a catalog for balloons. Here's the tool you need. It's not like, to be a balloon designer,
you need an inflator, you need an artist's tool for doing interior design.
Yeah.
You need that,
So those ones are always the best ones because it's just thinking outside the box, having a reference to maybe a previous industry or something and you put on that in and that crossover. And that's the ones that I think most people get the most mileage out of.
It was definitely one of them ones.
Yeah. It was. Yes, it was. Ding.
No sound
again.
Again.
Well, hopefully we'll get some of those in this one too. Fingers crossed.
Yes, we'll do our best.
Just checking we've got audio, but we should have audio.
We should have audio. Everything should be coming on that side. I'm going to check.
I think other people are saying hi. So yeah, just someone was mentioned there was might be just yours, Sherry, that's frozen because everyone else. Thank you, Joette, as well.
Thank you very much.
Just it might have been the one, but yes. Okay. Hope you get back on soon, Sherry.
Here we go. Hello.
Right.
So,
let's jump in.
Yes. Right. Next side. Here we go.
Yep. All right. I'm got my little extra camera on there. All right. So kind of an overview. There's so much you can talk about with social media, but I'm going to talk about some of the basics. So some of the things that I have been telling people to put in their profiles for like 5 years. And it's still the first thing that I look for that most people are missing. Talking about like really the purpose of social media. Like it's not this idea, it's a launch pad, not a landing pad. It's not to get a bunch of followers sitting on your Instagram and then mission accomplished. Like our goal is money. It's sales. So if it's not working, there are things you can do. The third point is what to share. That's always a really big question. Like, I just don't know what to share. And then 4, considering all the different platforms. I am not active on all of the social media platforms. And I'll talk about why and kind of knowing the strengths of each platform because our businesses aren't all the same. So someone who has a very corporate clientele might want to lean into someone who is selling DIY garlands on the internet. So lots to talk about. So I'm excited. So we can jump into the next slide.
As soon as you said there about the fact that you shouldn't be doing that and you don't do them all, so I was just going to say, which ones do you do?
Yeah.
But somebody said, just as a side note, best thing they learned at the convention, which will be from the last one, was about using the clear quick links. So it's a fantastic tip.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. If you missed it, go back and watch it. It's worth it. Okay. Next slide. I think that was the thing.
Yep. All right.
Yes.
So we'll start with the basics. So I will answer that question. My preference is if I had to rank them, I am really active on Instagram. I think it's a really visual platform. It brings in a lot of brides. I'm in like a very resort town. So a lot of people come here to get married or have showers or they have summer homes here. So I do a lot of like the pretty young girl type of installation. So they find me on Instagram. I also love stories on Instagram because they're temporary. They're 24 hours. So it's like that quick behind the scenes stuff. Like I just did one that I'm going live. It's very like unthreatening. Whatever you put on there is going to go away. So you don't have to overthink it.
It's like Snapchat. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm not on Snapchat. Never have been. Facebook is probably my next one. I don't love Facebook, but I think it's really, really good for business to business because a lot of business owners started with Facebook and it's all they know. So in terms of tagging people where you've installed or trying to get in with a local business, I think Facebook is a really good way to do it. Also, Facebook is way more shareable. So it's harder to share things on Instagram. Facebook, they want you to share. So those are the 2 that I'm active on. I enjoy TikTok. I don't post on TikTok. LinkedIn, I dabble in. So I'm mostly on Instagram. So let's talk about Instagram profiles. So there's a lot of information that you can fit right in that top little section. And if you are lucky enough for someone to click over to your profile, that's probably all they're going to see, right? The average person is not going to scroll and scroll and scroll and click into your photos and read all your captions. Like, you have 2 sentences to grab them. So first of all, the thing I would recommend is swapping out a logo for your face. So that image, it makes you much more of a person. It is kind of the secret sauce to having a small business. Like, large corporations have to invent fake people to represent them. Like, there's Flo from Progressive. Like, they make up these personalities so they feel more like people. We actually are people. So it's okay to represent your business. The other thing that's really interesting is that Instagram and Facebook verification just rolled out, and you have to have a photo of yourself in order to get verified. So that's like that little blue check mark. They will not verify you if it's a logo. So consider that. I know it doesn't work for everybody, but I've always had a photo of me up there, and people like know who I am. Sometimes it's really, really hard. As hard as I try, I can't find who this person is that I'm trying to work with. The other thing, this is if people are listening into one thing, it's this tip. Put your location.
I was gonna say, I love this one.
Your bio. Like, so many people do not say where they're located. Like, we are selling to a small radius.
That this person who lands on your profile could be from
the other side of the world,
anywhere. And we've talked about this for our social media, about not really wanting on our Facebook page 1 million balloon people from around the world, because that's not we're not selling to them. We just want our customers who are local. So having a location is going to hopefully just encourage the people who are actually going to buy and be interested in your product. Yeah, we love that.
And I do this for balloon people. That's like my first thing too. If I connect with a balloon person, I want to know where they're from. And it is amazing how it's like, oh, it doesn't say it in their bio. Let me open one of their photos and see if they've like tagged the location. Oh no, let me click over, see where it is on their website, and I scroll to the bottom of the website. It's like, still no. And at that point, if I'm a customer, I'm gone. Like, the end. No, I'm going on to the next person. So don't miss that opportunity to just say what areas you serve. And I would be really specific, because a lot of people in Texas put DFW, and that's Dallas Fort Worth. And I only know that because there's so many balloon people in Dallas. But like, even that, I think you should say exactly what areas you serve, what towns, where you are. Just
there's a flip side to that as well. Is someone might contact you because they've not thought about that you're not local to them, because some people think the other way. Then you're dealing with a customer, and you may even run down a tangent of, servicing them, and then the realization that you can't help them. So you spent time and energy on helping someone that you could never do any work for because it's just geographically impossible. So we had that at the beginning. We weren't locationed.
One of the things for us, as well as on the entertainer side, we used to do an act called the Balloon Brothers, and now there's another Balloon Brothers, obviously in the States now, and from time to time we still get on our old Facebook page, we still get inquiries about doing it. So we priced the job up, including transport.
Yeah, we can do it.
We haven't really had any gigs from that since. So
been no bites.
No.
Well, and so that actually leads perfect into the next point, which is use that link that you get in your Instagram profile or on Facebook. So many Facebook places, there's no way to go anywhere. Like, the Facebook is the end destination, or it's like you should have a place to send them. That is the end goal. Followers, likes, click, like, none of that matters if people aren't clicking through to buy from you. So use that link to send people to ideally your website, which is another opportunity for them to see that you're in their area, or maybe you're out of their price range, or maybe you're booked, or whatever your booking process is. That saves you from all of these DMs where you're trying to ask all the right questions. Just send them to an inquiry form where you can get everything you need before you even talk to them. Like, there's nothing more frustrating to me as someone when I'm trying to book a service, when I feel like I have to lead them through their booking process. So when do I pay you? And like, how much is it going to be? And like, what's next? Like, I like laying that all out for people so they know. And that sounds really simple, but it's super rare. Like, we're renovating our house, and contractors are like the absolute worst. So they'll like ask for payment like 3 months after the job is done, and it's confusing, and they don't have websites. So they're a good lesson of what not to do. And you don't want to be that person.
No, the thing is that the easier you make it for the customer, the more likely they are to do a repeat sale, right? Because they enjoyed the experience. Absolutely. Yeah, the more awkward you make it for them, if they didn't enjoy the experience, the less likely they are to actually use balloons in the future, or whatever it is that you're selling. And certainly the less likely they are to come back to you.
And because we are generally a date-driven business, everything revolves around whatever we're selling them on a specific date. People like that signposting, so they know, if I do this, this will happen. If I don't do this, I haven't got it. It's just laid out. We see it time and time again where people will sort of vent, if you like, say, I've had a customer contact me and they say I haven't turned up, but they're never confirmed. And you can just see that's where that process has broken down. Yeah. Exactly what you've just laid out, that process never happened. So now there's some negativity around it, and it's happened, and it's just one of those things. But maybe they could have been a customer. Maybe they may be a customer in future, but there's now a negativity cloud, and that's all because they didn't have that process in place.
Yeah, like Marta says on there, a smooth customer journey makes such a big difference. It is very true.
Mm-hmm. Well, and this is totally unrelated to social media, but I had that happening. I had like 2 or 3 people ask me, like, so how can I leave a deposit? Or like, where can I pay? And that's a good indication of like, woo, like I'm not moving this along quick enough. Like I should have already told them where to pay. I should have just sent the invoice and let them pay, right? Like sometimes my Midwestern nice comes out and I'm like, does this sound good? Or let me know if you're okay with this, versus being like, here's the invoice. If this looks good, you can pay it right now and confirm your service. Like hustling it along a little bit, I think is okay. And then, the last one on here is kind of this idea of the same point I just made about linking to your website from your Instagram. Link back to your social platforms from your website. So sometimes people will find you first on Google, and then they'll want to look at your more recent like portfolio work. So send them to Instagram to do that. So have those two kind of work both ways.
Still didn't update. Oh well.
We're just trying to get a question for you there.
Yeah, it was a comment more than anything. So it was just again.
Why didn't it work?
Reload. No. Okay, that's fine. Would you like the next slide?
Yes, please.
Oh, it's got a graph.
I know.
It's a funnel.
Clip art. Looks very professional.
You sold me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this one is something that I have had to tell myself a lot lately. I think social media can be pretty damaging if you spend too much time on it. I think the comparisons start and you feel like everyone is booked except for you, or everyone is getting these huge jobs except for you. And it's just, if all you do is scroll, you can really get into your own head. So I like to bring it back to like, what am I trying to do on this platform? So this idea of like, I don't want my customers to find me on Instagram and then stay there forever. I ideally want to think of my social platforms like a big funnel. So certain people are going to like Facebook. Certain people are going to like Instagram. Certain people, find me on like a podcast platform. And like, those are balloon people. And like, those are all different like people I work for and work with. But I want to make sure that they are each kind of getting to where I ultimately want them to go, which essentially is an email list. And I know that makes me sound like I'm 100 years old, but ultimately I want emails. Like I want emails. So I'm going to talk more about that in the next slide. But if you think of your social media as like a funnel, a lot of people are just at that very top. I just want a lot of followers, right? Like I have 29,000 followers on my Instagram, and I think about 200 of them would ever buy from me. So like that number, it just means like my engagement sucks. I had some viral videos and like, yay, I got a bunch of likes from people who will literally never buy from me.
I think a lot of people have fallen in that trap. I think that's a big trap for a lot of people. Yeah. Or perhaps there's people following you who want to emulate what you're doing. They're going, oh, she's got a great business, or I'd like to be able to do
lifestyle. Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I love that. I'd like to be that or do that, but I'm not a customer. And like you say, that then spoils your stats because it's not giving you what you actually, which is
customers,
interactions, then customers.
Right. And I do have a lot of balloon people who follow me, and I follow a lot of balloon people. Like, I love that inspiration. Side note that has nothing to do with anything, a little bit of etiquette. If you're a balloon person, do not ask other balloon people how they made things or what they cost or where they buy their balloons on the comments of their Instagram.
Yeah.
It's just like, delete. Like, I will just immediately delete that if I see it. Yeah, people still do it. And I know they don't mean anything by it, but that's for customers, right?
And we've had this conversation as well. And when we're talking now about the fact that, you've got people who are following that we don't want or need, it's fine to follow. We're not saying don't.
Right.
We're just saying that when you've got 25,000 followers, you have to understand that what type of followers you have, that maybe not all of them are actual customers. But then on the other side, if you are following someone, just don't interact incorrectly. Yeah.
Right. And it's fine to like and comment and whatever, but keep it professional.
Exactly. Act as a customer is what we say. If you post a nice picture, answer as if you were a customer and go, wow, that's a brilliant design. I love this.
Right.
Give it some interactions, but like you say, don't.
If you want to reach out, just send a direct message.
Oh, I wouldn't have made it this way.
Right. Are those, something so specific? Like, are those quick links? Like, normal people don't know what quick links are. So,
yes.
So that's just my side. No,
tangent. We've seen it and we totally agree. Yes.
Yeah. So the idea of posting for your customers, not your followers or your fans or what gets the most likes, right? You want to share what you actually want to sell. So I have actually recently fallen into this trap a little bit because I was sharing all the amazing things we created at the big balloon build, but like, I'm not a twister. I don't do installations with 120,000 balloons. Like, I don't have a crew of 75 people. So
why not?
Those were fun to share. Right, exactly. Those were fun to share just to show this huge project. But now I need to get back to my like regularly scheduled programming, which is not super awesome graduation things like classic balloon arches that high schools want and deliverables. And I want to post the things that I ideally want to sell. And that's not always what gets the most likes. Like, those things are cool, but
Yeah.
Got to do what people will buy.
Yeah. Well, we experienced that coming back from the event that we were at for the Balloon Wonderland. Same thing. Look at all these amazing. Look at this amazing Candyland. Wow. Then we come back and make a bubble design.
Yeah.
But that's what we sell.
And those are great things to share, but I always share them through the lens of like professional development. Like, look at this thing that I participated in so that I can increase my skills and better serve you. Not like, look at this amazing thing that I didn't make, but I just like was there and took a picture of. Like, that's a slippery slope.
How many would you like to order?
Those.
How much is this? Well.
Exactly. So the other area in terms of like where I'm trying to get people, right? Ultimately, I want to get people to my website. I want to get them to my order form, like I talked about. But the other place I want to get people is my email list. I love email. It's old school, but it is the easiest way to get in front of the people that you want to get in front of. So there's a little bit of strategy I'll talk about of how to actually get people's emails. And then the other way to kind of funnel those people is using a link tree. So this is not new, but you only get one website to put in that little bio.
Yes.
Linktree essentially lets you go to one link and then show a bunch of links. So that way you can kind of funnel people like, oh, are you a balloon professional and you're actually looking for help? Don't fill out my inquiry form, right? Like, go to this other website. Or like, oh, are you looking to buy this cash and carry garland? Like, you can actually do that and never even talk to me. Versus, let's start planning your event. So there's lots of ways to kind of save yourself some time and make that customer journey, but someone called it that. I love that. Making that really easy on the front end is just setting yourself up for an easier booking process.
Yeah. One of the things that you're saying falls in with what we do and that we stand by is owning the data. So when you've got people that follow your page on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever social media platform it is, you are at the mercy of that social media company. So by bringing them into a website, your own, or bringing them into having an email list, it doesn't matter if the climate changes and something happens on one of those accounts. You could have, you know, we've seen it where there's, you know, you've lost an account for whatever reason, something terrible's happened. At least you have and maintain your customer asset list. So you could reach out and explain and do something about it because you own the data. So that's a really important strategy for us. By bringing
that segues perfect into the next slide. And same thing, like if my Instagram was deleted, I'd be like, bummer, and it wouldn't affect my business at all. I know other people that would quite literally be out of business. Like that is scary to me. Like I don't. And there was one or 2 days last year where all of Meta was just down. Like they crashed, and it was like billions of people did not make money that day. I wasn't one of them. Like people, you know, people can find me a lot of different ways and I can find them, which is really important.
Yes.
And that's all email. So we can chat about that.
We like that. Here we go. Next slide then.
Okay. So email is cool. So I said it can't be hacked. That's not entirely true. Your email could be hacked. That's just not what people are really going after. I mean, the social media platforms are what are disappearing in the middle of the night, right?
Yes.
That's one of the reasons why people are going after this verification with Instagram. You can pay $15 a month for them to verify you with that little blue check mark. And then also you're supposed to get better customer service. Okay. So I'm currently testing it out. I'm running a little experiment and I'm going to see. I'm testing.
Would you like us to try and hack that for you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
If you want to, please
$15.
Yeah, please don't.
I think $15 a month is steep just to get additional cyber protection. I'm like, if you're able to do that, why don't they just do that? Like, why don't they just make them easier to get back?
Because they can get $15.
So anyway, exactly. So the other thing about email is your message will be delivered. Like, it might go to the spam folder. It might go to their other or promotion folder, but like it will get there. That is not guaranteed on social media. So if I have, 100 followers, one of them is probably going to see my post. It's like a 1% rate. And that's of the people who want to see my posts. Still only one of them. And that's on if they're on that day, if they follow the right hashtags, if they scroll, like it's total luck. Like it's total luck. And that's out of the people who want to see your stuff, and the people who don't know who you are, it's so much harder to connect with them. So I like email because the people who want to see my stuff are going to see it because I'm sending it right to them. And I own that. Again, if my Instagram goes down, I'm in control. I just email that list and the end. Like I just tell them, here's my new account. And it's challenging to grow an email list. It's a little easier because I work mostly with email to book people. So I have a lot of emails and then I can add them that way, like once they become a customer. But there's also a way that you can just funnel some of those Instagram people right onto your list. And that way they get that direct communication. Some people really would like that. They like inspiration. They like ideas. A really good way to do it is to offer like a small percentage off their first booking. You just need a way to track that. That's the hardest part of that. You need to like figure out who gets the 10%, who doesn't. But basically my recommendation is to offer a freemium. So it's a reason for people to sign up, and we are all super familiar with it. We all land on the website that says, give us your email and we'll give you 10% off, right? Or other times it's like, sign up for my free course. I just need your email address, because that email that's worth a lot of money. Like for me, that email address could convert to a $200 sale tomorrow. So like I'm willing to give some free value away. So if people are confused, I put this in there, obviously to grow my email list, but also to show you how easy it can be. So here, this is my actual freemium that I run for the podcast.
Screen. So let's quickly, there you
go. Oh, 1 second.
1 second, Sarah.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. You're back on.
You're back on. Cool.
Good. All right. So if this is the way I phrase mine, if you join my email list, again, this is for balloon people. This is for people watching. I'll email you 50 email marketing ideas that you can use for your clients. So you can scan this QR code, you can go to my website. As soon as you sign up, you'll get that little freemium, right? In exchange for the email. So that is something that you can do with your customers as well, in the form of a percentage off, or just keep in touch, or maybe you waive their first installation fee. It could be whatever you want, but there has to be some value exchange, right? They are letting you into their inbox, so just give them something in return, and you'll quickly start building not only a list of people, but a list of people who are really, really likely to buy from you. So when you have a special, you email those people, they're a million times more likely to buy your stuffed balloons for Easter than whoever's seeing it on social media, right? I mean, I always utilize social media. People are on there as well, but you just can't control who sees it. You know, like my number one fan of balloons might not see that post, and I rather it just land in their inbox for them. So that's my spiel about email. I know it's not sexy, I know it's not modern, but it never fails. So when in doubt, just start growing an email list.
Yeah, just for those that are in Europe or over this side, just be a little bit. You've got to be a bit careful about the email list side, with making sure that everybody is fully checked in for it, because there are laws. So do double check, and you can't just go and randomly start emailing people without their consent. So.
But
I would probably put that at the end of my service. Like, hey, was this a great experience? Let's keep in touch so that I'm always in your inbox the next time you need balloons. Like, do that as like a happy client. And the way that I have started getting a lot of reviews and opt-ins is I say, like, think of this like giving a tip, but better. Because then people feel like, oh my gosh, I'm actually like providing value for you, and I'm more happy.
Yeah, and there's quite a lot of and obviously we'll not dive into it, but there's lots of email customer management software, the likes of MailChimp and all those sort of ones, that you can start off with a free account and you can develop it and grow it as you get people on that list. It's a great way to manage lists of different people, and also for the European side for the legislation they can self-maintain a I don't want to be contacted anymore type thing.
Right. Yeah. You don't want to just be sending a Gmail to like 400 people. Like it won't even let you do that.
No.
One that I actually just started, I was MailChimp for years and years, but then they just changed. So now you have to start paying, and it's quite a lot. Their monthly fee is a lot. I just switched over to Flowdesk. It's Flodesk. And it's more affordable, and it's unlimited. So you're never going to reach that threshold. It's like I can have 10,000 people on there and send them an email every single day. And the thing that's really slick about it is that it has these workflows. So I haven't gotten to this point yet, but once someone subscribes, it could actually like trigger an automated sequence of emails. So like all your people are at different points in that sequence at the same time, and you're not doing anything. So that's pretty cool.
Very powerful.
It is. Yeah. It's a clever system.
Yeah. And it just gives you
There's a few of them that use it as well. Just setting up that automation so that it does take the customer on a journey, and you can see where they're at. You can also see at any one time how many people you have at each level and things. And you can even do ones that encourage them to an extra email that encourages them to move to the next level. It's a very clever system. Yeah,
we like them.
Yes, we do. Okay, we go next.
All right, next slide. Okay, so again, I touched on this one a little bit, but this idea of like, I just don't know what to share. We have such a huge advantage. Everything we do is so visual, right? So like, we're not tax lawyers who are trying to build an Instagram account. Like, kill me. That would be the worst. But we are doing really, really beautiful things that people want to see. So we have this huge advantage. So share things that look great, but also share what you want to sell. Don't get distracted. I am so guilty of that. Everybody here, I don't know if it's trendy by you guys, but like we can barely wait, like spelled like a little teddy bear, and then brown balloons and the teddy bears are floating away. Do you know what I'm talking about? What design that is? Like, I get that one so much, and every time I'm like, I hate this. I hate the bears. I hate the brown. I hate it. And then I go and I post a picture of it on Instagram, and then someone else books that, and I'm like, why did I do it myself?
That? Yeah.
So just because it's good work, I think sometimes you want to show off like how good something looked, but if it's a theme too, that like you're kind of spreading that inspiration. So like there's certain themes where I'm just like, I'm just not going to post that one. And the bears, I'm done with them.
But just as a thing, if you do want to learn how to make them, Miguel did a really nice webinar on Q Corner.
Where you need to watch it. I have another one.
So he did two. We did the free webinar where he did a small number design, organic number one design.
Yes.
And then on the Rockstars, he did the big bear with his version of the bear holding the bunch of balloons.
I need to watch it.
Yeah,
you do. We also apply for things that we make and share, then sell, and we don't like making them, awkward tax. So we apply extra money on it. That's purely because we don't like making it. So we was designed to outprice it from selling.
What happened was in the early days we used to have. We did the Qualitex retail portfolio course, and you get a portfolio at the end of it, and it's got, at the time it was like super thick, and you had hundreds and hundreds of designs in there, and there was some ones in there that you thought, I never want to make that design. Ever. So we used to add awkward tax onto those designs, so that if somebody wanted to actually buy that design, they paid the premium for us having to make it, and we were like, everybody wins, right? Yeah. Everybody wins.
Because it was in there, couldn't take it out, we job costed it, we got the price, and went, we'll just add this on.
Yeah, that's totally true.
Happy days. So you need that in your bears.
Yes. Oh, the bears. Okay.
It will make them more bearable.
Nice.
Good one.
Never mind.
Got me.
Oh, wow.
Thanks, Sarah.
Oh, this was going well, and now I'm losing it.
Right. All right. We're on to slide 3.
All right. There's not that many slides, so we're doing okay.
Good.
Okay, a lot of this I've already said, right? Show what you sell. Remember, only 1 to 5% of your followers are going to see you. So that's of people that want to see your stuff. Still, they're not all going to see it. Stories are really good for like behind the scenes stuff, and people find that really interesting. Like anytime I show my van, anytime I show my messy shop, or loading in or loading out or popping, like all that stuff that we just like think is not interesting, that always gets the most engagement. Still to this day, the most engagement I ever had is when I went to Goodwill and I found like 200 foil balloons from like the 60s, 70s, like they were old. And I just went through and showed them all. I was like, look at these, oh my gosh, what? And people were like going insane. They were like, that's so weird. Why would anyone want that bug? Like it was like a glow in the dark bug balloon but stuff like that kind of correlates to what I do, but isn't just showing balloons over and over.
Yeah.
People just love that. And that's where they get to like feel like they know you. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I've been following you. I feel like I know you. Which is kind of weird, but also that builds that confidence, you know? And then rule of thumb right now, I think people used to post like 3 times a day, which luckily that has gone out of style. And now I like to shoot for like 3-ish times a week. But even that, I think it's better to not post than to just post crud that's for no purpose, right? This obligation to social media, I don't have time for it. So I think whatever feels right for you, setting up some sort of schedule. Weekends are always really easy because that's when you're doing jobs. So yeah, I don't have a hard and fast rule. This is just kind of what I heard from a social media expert. All right, next slide.
Very good.
All right, so then this one I chatted about a little bit at the beginning. Consider your platform. They're not all equal and they're not all the same. Something that's going to do amazing on TikTok is going to be like very weird if you put it on LinkedIn, right? Like the trend right now on TikTok is like putting a blanket over your head and like wiggling your butt. It's like a thing. If you post that on TikTok or on LinkedIn.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? People know what I'm talking about. It's a thing.
Okay.
So it's this little trend, right? But on TikTok, trends live for like a week. Like you have to be right on top of them. So if you think that's really fun, and if you can genuinely like interpret those trends and make them relevant and apply them, like go for it. But don't just post all your same things on all platforms because they're not going to read the same way.
Well,
LinkedIn is much more like professional.
There's more so coming soon. I think it was something the Instagram released for this year or next year. They're trying to get creators to use more in-house tools to create for the stories and the like. And what they are absolutely watching out for, and they don't want it, is cross-posting. So they don't want to see a TikTok video with TikTok logos on Facebook or Instagram, and vice versa. So a lot of people we see, you're using the same stuff
content
that's been created on one platform, which is even worse for being picked up on. So the likes of one platform is actively discouraging it being shared because it's been created on the other platform.
Right.
So that ties in exactly with what you're saying about the fact that,
certainly, as well as that you've got different viewers. Like you said, it's more professional people that are on LinkedIn rather than what's on TikTok. And it's not the same. It's not the same audience. Yeah.
And so my opinion of this, and this might differ from other people's, but I would say double down on what you're already good at. Like, I like Instagram, so I am all in on Instagram. I'm okay at Facebook, so I'm kind of active there. TikTok, like, I'm not funny. I'm kind of old. I'm not going to get on TikTok to sell balloons. Like, the ship has sailed.
For now,
so instead
we'll
of yeah.
Apart from if you put a blanket over your head and wiggle your butt, is that right?
Like,
whatever.
The energy that it would take me to build an audience on TikTok, like, doesn't feel worth it. Versus Instagram is still kind of fun for me. So I think instead of trying to be like good at all of these, you're just going to end up kind of sucking at all of them. Instead of just like getting to know a platform really well and just being consistent and active, that's the route I would go. Otherwise, there's always going to be another platform. Like there's going to be more. Remember Periscope when that was cool for like 3 days? Like, I'm kind of a late adapter. I wait until I see if something's going to be around, and then I see if it's a good fit.
I'm all in on MySpace.
I know. I've just updated mine.
Did you know all those MySpace profiles are like still up? You can go and just find like some huge celebrities MySpace profile from like 20 years ago when they were like 14, and it's
Friends
like
reunited.
A plastered background of like Corona. It's so weird. MySpace is like this graveyard.
Yeah, I've noticed that you haven't actually covered it yet. I'm expecting you to be covering it later on in this presentation.
MySpace is the next
Excellent. Right. Okay. Just checking with that.
I think it's also the Red Wine Challenge next week on TikTok.
That's fantastic.
Well, then I got some work to do. I gotta build up my audience over there.
Okay.
All right. So next one, know what's working, and the way to do that is to ask people. So here's the other thing: you can be like up on the trends, you can be so hilarious, you can have 1 million follows, but if it's not converting to any sales, what are you doing, right? So the way that I figure out what's working is when people go through my lead capture form, I just ask, how did you hear about us? Like, that's like a crystal ball into your marketing. It tells you if no one is hearing about you from TikTok and everyone is hearing about you from Instagram, keep focusing on Instagram, because what you're doing is working. And then don't get distracted by short-term trends, a la the blanket over your head and the wiggly butt, right? Like, these
just
cater to the platform. So
nobody's backing you up on the chat. I'm just saying.
Is anybody in the chat?
Nobody's backing you up, Sarah.
Not a single person has commented on anything to do with that.
Come on.
Maybe it's a MySpace thing.
It's a thing.
It's not. It really
okay.
isn't.
Okay, if you say so.
It is a short-lived trend. That's what I'm trying to say. That will not be a thing in 2 weeks. So if I'm going to spend my time like being involved in a trend that's not going to serve my customers and not going to make me any sales, like, that is time lost versus focusing on the things that will actually convert sales.
Yeah.
And I think we can go to the next slide. I'm not sure if I want to say it here or in the next one.
Okay.
But just kind of in general, a caveat about social media is like, Mark Zuckerberg wants you to stay on his platforms. So they will incentivize and they will say these things like, oh, my dogs are going crazy. Sorry. Like, reels are the most important. Or like, oh, now it's stories. Oh, now it's about collaborations. Oh, now you have to be verified. All of that makes Mark Zuckerberg money. That does not make you money. So don't be afraid to ignore the trends and do what serves your customers.
Somebody's finally backed you up.
I know. Oh, really?
Yes, but I will say this.
But the source is debatable.
Yeah, it's Alice and
No,
Ellie.
I totally would know it.
Yeah, of course I would. Of course I would know it.
100% accurate. That is all the proof I need.
I'm just saying is that you guys were together recently as well, so maybe you started the trend. So it's just as a.
You're gonna see it everywhere now.
1 second. We've got Qualitex are kind of back in Europe here as well, but yeah.
It's like a little song. It's like do 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 do. It'd be like me with a blanket over my head, being like me going to get some red wine.
Okay.
It's a thing.
We know it's a thing.
All
right.
then.
Okay.
Okay, let me finish up. Do I have to be done in 2 minutes here?
Yeah.
Okay. So
then you can do your
paying
thing.
for ads.
It's the end.
Yeah. Say this is see, you already got it. Trendsetter there. Paying for ads, some people do, but I like to consider like, what's this $5 to boost my post going to do versus if I just sent an event planner a $5 Starbucks card thanking them for being a great client. Like, just think about how you want to spend your advertising dollars. And then don't be afraid to sign off, mute, and unfollow. There's a lot of people out there that just like, the energy's not good, or this person stresses me out, or, you know, this person didn't ask me out on a date in high school. Why am I following those people? Like, just get that out of your life, right? Like, it's called the hate. There's a hate follow. That's a term, the hate follow.
Really?
So, like, these people that you can't stand, but you just got to follow them to keep an
Is
eye
this
on
a
them.
presentation
like,
or a session?
This is therapy. This is therapy.
It's a thing. It's a thing. So don't be afraid to just let those people loose. Get
No
it
hate
out of your life.
follows.
And then tools that I recommend. So I like later.com. That's a scheduling software. And then Canva can also schedule now, which is really awesome. Later.com is worth just getting on their email list. They send out so much good information and great tips. And then Strong Brand Social is another great resource for courses if you're looking to increase your social. So that's what I got. Flew off the rails a bit at the end, but
no.
that's what I want.
It's
Unfollow is a great tool, says Joette.
Yes! Or you can mute people if you don't want to unfollow them, but you don't want to see their stuff.
Yeah.
I do this during political season. Like, I just don't need to know everything about everybody.
I told you there was a reason she doesn't say our stuff anymore.
I know there is a reason she doesn't see anything we do. That's why she missed Miguel's webinar. She'd have known if she hadn't unfollowed. Doing videos. We get it. No, some great tips there, though. Lots of things that we wholeheartedly agree with, and lots of ways that can be adapted into all scales of businesses as well. You know, whether it's from just, you know, retail all the way up to big event stuff as well. But it really is knowing your customer and asking those questions and not just guessing. That's really important. I don't think enough people do that.
Yes. And if you want to follow the trends, just do it on your own time for your own amusement, not for your business.
Yeah.
I'm going to make one now. I'm going to make one with Q Corner. Just finished my interview for my blog. You guys are finally going to get it.
Yeah, we will. Yes, absolutely.
So we'll be waiting for that. But not before you've done the rock stars, which is going to run a little bit late.
Yes,
but not before you've done
Yes, absolutely.
But that's it. But we would like to say thank you so much for sharing that.
Absolutely. A huge thank you. Can we get a sea of things like this in the chat? Thank you very much for lots of golden nuggets and hints and tips. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day to share your expertise with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Go back to the small one so you can follow along with... Oh, there we go. If you want to connect. Oh, we're going all over. You're going back on not that.
I don't know why it knocks her microphone off.
Okay. So if you want to connect, there we go. You can follow along with Sarah with Wisconsin Balloon Decor or the Bright Balloon podcast, which you can see on Spotify as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good stuff.
So we're going to disappear for now. We're going to be back.
Fast turnaround.
Yeah, it's supposed to be in less than a minute. I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Yeah. And we're going to be having a little chat with Sarah about her journey in the balloon industry and also a little bit about the big balloon build that happened at Lake Geneva recently.
Ooh.
You're not going to want to miss
And she's got the TikTok video ready.
Okay. Say bye, Sarah.
Why? No, our audio's gone off.
Okay,
not us. It's off there. We'll be back in a minute.
It says microphone's been turned off by Sarah. It literally says it on there.
It does. Yeah.
It says microphone turned off. Okay.
Right. Till the next time.
Bye.
We shall see you. Bye-bye for now.